everyone, and welcome back to Fall Between the Pages. I am Autumn Vera, and thank you so much for joining me in another video. So the first thing that I do want to say is that this book, which is Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerri Manzilo, I just want to say that I love her previous works as far as the Stalking Jack the Ripper series, but this book did not do it for me. It was not it. It was missing some key elements. I felt as though that Wrath, who was the Prince of Hell or one of the Princes of Hell, he wasn't very wrathful. I'm just gonna get it straight out there. A lot of the stuff in this book was lacking, and what I felt was lacking was the characters themselves and then the plot as well. If you guys have read this book, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. I'll also link the description of the book for if you want to get it either hardcover or paperback for Amazon in the bottom below as well. But yeah, Kingdom of the Wicked, as much as I love this cover, as much as I love Kerri Manzilo, this book was not it. By the time I got through maybe the first half of the book, I was intrigued with the story. Of course, you have Victoria and Emilia. They're twins, they're twin witches, and they are always warned about the princes of hell, and they involve lust, greed, envy, pride, wrath. So it's just them trying to survive as witches. Of course, witches during their time where the book is set is not widely accepted, so they have to keep their ability secret. And for what ends up occurring in this book, one of the twins gets murdered, and Emilia finds the body of her sister Victoria. She's devastated that her sister was murdered. She can't believe that something like this has happened. She is out for blood, for revenge. And I was all for Emilia's, source for revenge. She is dead set on finding who killed her sister, who not only killed her sister, but who also is killing other young witches in her home. And on top of all of that, she has to deal with one of the princes of hell, which is Wrath. So Wrath comes into the picture, and of course he's handsome. He has this devilish smile. He may be full of lies or full of truth, and she can't decide whether or not to trust him. I thought Wrath in the beginning was a pretty good character for what he was set out to be. He didn't talk as much. They had a banter kind of relationship. There was a little bit of romantic tension there, but let me just say there's no romance in this book, okay? Despite what the fan art with some of the other people who love this book say, there is no romance in this book at all, none. And I think that's one of the things that peeved me about it, because I was expecting there to be some type of connection between her and the Prince of Wrath, and there wasn't. Of course, there's tension. Of course, there's, instances where Emilia gets herself into trouble and Wrath has to come and save her. But throughout this whole entire time, she's not honing her skills for magic, knowing that she has to confront one of the princes of hell who's either looking for a bride and or murdering young witches, or both. And she's encountering other supernatural beings from hell, and she is not prepared at all. And there's just a lot of elements in this book that just didn't work together. Like I said, I was intrigued by the murder mystery of them trying to find out which of the princes was actually murdering the young brides meant for envy. And I have to say that I was fairly disappointed by the end of the book. She is not willing to become Wrath's bride. She's not willing to go to hell with him. She's not willing to initiate their pact, to finalize it. And by the end of the book, she's like, yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's go. And I'm just like, what? Why are you going? You didn't have any resources of your own to figure out what was going on. You still haven't solved your sister's murder. There's a lot of unanswered questions, which of course I know is for the follow-up to book 2. But at the same time, I'm just wondering if there was something else that was supposed to be going on, because of course you have a lot of other characters that play off in this book. You have one of Wrath's sources, you have Emilia's friend who's a monk, and then you have Emilia's parents and grandmother. And at some point in the book, her parents just poof disappear. They're no longer in the book anymore. You don't see them. And so I'm just like, okay, where their daughter has just been murdered, they are still going about their lives. They, you know, you get a description of them mourning, and then you get a description of them being attacked by one of the princes, and then after the attack you just don't see them anymore. And so I feel like, you know, the placement of characters was a bit off. Emilia's grandmother, who knows more than what she's telling about their witch line and their connection with the princes of hell, is just not giving any information. Emilia herself is not searching for clues, and I'm just like, all right, so I'm just gonna have to piece together all of these different sources of information that may or may not be right. Cool, that's fine. I know it's a murder mystery, I know it's fantasy, I know it's supposed to be romance, but a lot of these different elements that were coming together just weren't connecting with me. This is a James Patterson Presents novel, and I also love James Patterson, but I do think with some of his books, like, a lot of the plot developments haven't been fully sourced out. The ending of this book really didn't connect to where I expected it would go. And then she spends like a full, 2 weeks in bed because she was attacked by Lester, one of his spells, and she was just in a funk because she missed it or something. I was just like, okay, you're supposed to be finding out who murdered your sister, and you spent a full 2 weeks just in a funk in Rath's home on Earth, moping, not searching for clues, not rousing his library, trying to find sources, document something, but no. Okay. And then you also have the necklace or the horn that's on her neck, and I'm just like, all right, there's a lot of things, a lot of elements that's in this book that just wasn't clicking for me. Unfortunately, I did get this probably like 3 stars. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would, and it's very disappointing. I'm hoping that book 2, Kingdom of the Curse, will follow up and actually fill a lot of these plot holes, so that way I can actually enjoy the characters. I really want to enjoy the characters, but the first book was not giving what it was supposed to. It lacked like a lot of things. So I'm hoping that book 2 will be a little bit better. If you guys have read the story, let me know what you think. Not of book 2 yet, because I don't want spoilers, but of Kingdom of the Wicked. What did you think of the Princess of Hell? What did you think about Emilia and her sister's background? What did you think about the whole story as a whole? Did you think that something was missing? And where was the wrath? Where was the romance? There's a lot of things going on that's not even happening in the book, and I was, like I said, I was disappointed. Yeah, just let me know your thoughts below, and hopefully, like I said, once I get to book 2, things will pick up. All right, thank you guys so much for joining me in this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.